Hey everyone, so I'm going to be ranking all the Invincible characters. I've already done this once before, but now that Season 2 just finished, I thought I would revisit it to give my new opinions on the characters. Also because there are a lot of new characters to rank. So starting off with Omni-Man, I still think he's an S tier. He's awesome. He's going through spoilers, by the way. He's going through like a little mini arc where he's starting to learn empathy. He feels bad for what he did on Earth. He actually misses his wife after calling her a pet. So, he's still an S tier. Awesome character. Still has the ruthlessness that he did in Season 1, but is also getting the empathy. So he's not like a totally shitty person. Adam Eve. I don't remember what I ranked her last time, but she is an S tier. I feel like these photos are a bit like undersaturated because I feel like they're not as vibrant as they typically are. But Adam Eve, she has cool powers, and it's not just like she can create anything. They actually find a way to make it kind of creative by like rearranging atoms and that kind of stuff. And she also has a little mini arc where she feels like she's doing the right thing, and she is, but then something goes wrong and she loses, her spark, her excitement to do this. And then she gets a little bit of help from Rex, who before this season was a total asshole. Like just constantly cheating, not understanding anything, just a horrible dude. But he talks her through her issues, and it helps. And then, we almost get Mark and Eve together, but then Mark chickened out of saying it, and buddy, her future self told you to tell her, and you chicken out? Come on. Next character, Invincible. It's another S tier. These guys are all gonna be S tiers. Not much to say. He's like Omni-Man, except not as strong, not as ruthless, but way more well-developed as a character. He feels compassion. He feels fear. He gets humbled constantly. And unlike Omni-Man, he doesn't win basically almost every fight. I think Omni-Man has lost one fight in the entire series, and it's 16 episodes. Mark has lost probably 10 times. I don't know. I can't think of an exact number. But he loses and gets knocked down over and over again. But he always gets back up. Not much I don't know really what to say about Mark. He goes through a lot. His dad beats him up, then leaves, then his mom almost dies. He goes through so much and always gets back up and always strives to be better. He's a great character. I don't really have much to say about Damien Darkblood. He's in half of Season 1. Just for his lack of appearance, his lack of a character, I'll give him A tier. But he's super cool. I just like the idea of a devil detective or a demon detective. I just think it's really creative, and also I feel like he can't be killed normally because otherwise Omni-Man would have just killed him, or Cecil would have just killed him. But they had to banish him back to hell. There has to be a reason for that. And he's the main reason why the entire Earth isn't totally destroyed. Well, I feel like he's a chunk because he makes Omni-Man reveal to his son about Viltrum earlier than he was hoping to. So, I guess that's actually, I don't know. He's a cool character. He has an interesting premise. And he brings a creepy atmosphere. Amber. So if it was Season 1, she would get F tier. Because she was annoying, didn't do anything, and basically said, my life, my personal feelings are better than saving lives. So she was kind of a jerk. Because the one scene that really made me hate her in Season 1 is when Mark tells her that he's invincible, and she's like, I know, but it matters that you lied to me. See, I would have rather you be honest and not save those lives. So she was kind of just very selfish in Season 1 and very annoying. So she would be an F tier. But they made her much better in Season 2. Not just by making her less argumentative, but her understanding the drawbacks of this relationship and also the problems that they're gonna have to face. And did that last episode with their relationship kind of make me root for them? Yeah. Was I upset when they broke up? No. It was a failing relationship. They were never there for each other. It was bad. Also, she's a C tier because she's a very mid character. She has nothing really special about her. She's just kind of an annoying teenager. Shrinking Ray. She doesn't really have a personality. I also learned, so, you know, like in the beginning of season 2, how she gets, like, eaten, all her bones get broken, and she lives. In the comics, she dies, which I didn't know until, about now. I thought she just lives. But, she doesn't really have a personality. She's in a decent amount of episodes, but she's just kind of like another Guardian. I don't feel like she gets much to her character, so I'll put her in C tier. Like, she has a cool shrinking power, but that's about it for her character. She doesn't really have a character. She's her gimmick. She is her gimmick. Robot's S tier, easily. I love Robot. It's a very simple, it's a simple design, but I love the design as well. And the idea that he was like a genius that was trapped in that suit, well, metaphorically trapped, like he was somewhere else remotely controlling it, but like the idea that he was trapped in a suit and he just wanted to be let out, it's always an interesting premise to do that. It's kind of twisted that he took Rex DNA without asking him or anything, but whatever. The plot twist that he wasn't evil was pretty cool. I don't remember much about the first season. I've just been rewatching season 2, at least the second half, because that's been releasing recently. Yeah, Robot's really cool though. Don't really, yeah. Mauler twins. They're both D tier. They're like a recurring villain, but I don't care for them because they don't have much of anything. They're just kind of there. I guess they bring Robot's second body and they bring the Immortal back to life, but that's about it. I don't really care for them otherwise. William. I'm probably going to be saying this for a lot of the just human characters. But he's kind of a B tier because he doesn't do anything. That's about it. There's not much to say about William. He's in a few episodes. He's Mark's best friend, but they don't really hang out at all. Because Mark's really being a superhero. So, yeah, he doesn't really have much to him. Gearhead. Or, I think Machine Head. That's it. Machine Head. Or Gearhead. I think it's Machine Head. F tier. He's just kind of a scummy dude. He's a jerk. He's just kind of horrible. Like, he's the boss of an evil syndicate. Crime syndicate. So, and he almost kills half of the Guardians with his hired lackeys. Like, he doesn't do it on his own, but like with his hired lackeys, he almost kills half of the Guardians of the Globe. And they're supposed to be the best hero team on the planet. So, like, that's kind of bad. Well, I guess half if you're counting Invincible. But like, yeah. And he like blackmails Titan. Titan doesn't seem like a totally bad dude. And I feel bad for Titan. Like, he has a family. He's just trying to keep them safe and not, well, dead because of him. I guess it's not blackmail. It's just threatening a loved one. I don't know what the term is for that. Whatever. F tier. Monster Girl. I'll put her in A for now. That might be an S tier. We'll see. Because her power has an interesting premise where every time she uses it, she ages backward. The younger she is, the more powerful she is. So, it's an interesting premise. I feel like her relationship with Robot kind of ruins it a bit for me. Like, it's not a bad relationship, but like, a lot of their screen time in the second half of season 2 at least is really just them bickering. So, it kind of takes down the character, and I really do like the monster design. I think It's like Hulk mixed with Abomination. Like if you had Hulk's color scheme, but with a bit more of a monster. Yeah, a bit more of a monster. And it's so funny. Like her introduction to the series, it's just Rex heckling her, and then she just beats the shit out of him. Like, and it's a cool scene because we get to see the transformation, and I like the glowing blue particles, whatever you call them. So, yeah, A tier. Donald. I would have put him in D or C in season 1. But then we've gotten this mini arc with him where he's become like a cyborg, and we've learned that he's died 39 times. And that brings a lot of depth to his character. And the fact that he's able to help Rick through all his trauma as well. It's just, Donald went from a really bland dude, who no one really cared about, to a guy that got his own 4-episode little mini arc. I think it was 4 episodes, it might have been less. He'll be put in B. He might be put up later, like when season 3 comes out. By the way, hopefully they'll be able to release season 3 in a year, because they've already been working on it. It's not like season 2 where they got greenlit after the season, so they had to wait another 2 years to finish animating. They've already been working on it, so hopefully we can get it in 2025. We'll see, or maybe even very late 2024. Black Samson. I liked him way more before he got his powers, because it made him more interesting. He had like a little backstory. He lost his powers, but he still wanted to help the world. So he created his own like super suit. Like he's like Batman, but like not as cool because he doesn't have like the bat suit. It's like the all dark aesthetic. But when he gets his powers back, he just kind of becomes kind of bland, not as interesting. But you know, he's okay. B tier. Battle Beast. I really like Battle Beast. He's in 1 episode, but I've been reading up on the comics. I haven't been reading the comics. I've been watching videos on it. But like, he gets he appears more. But I'm gonna talk about him in the show. Battle Beast, probably an A tier. He has to have enough depth to his character to be an S. But I find it so funny that all he did was brutally, almost deathly injure the 2 most powerful members of the Guardians of the Globe. And then he just dipped, because he said they were too pathetic to fight. They weren't worth a challenge. And I find that so interesting, because Viltrumites are probably the most powerful beings in the universe. And he killed Mark, well, not killed. He defeated Mark so easily. So, also, I just really like tigers. I kind of see him as a Siberian tiger man. I just really like tigers and their aesthetic. So A tier. Art. Or it's Art, right? Whatever. The guy that Mark Hamill voices. A tier. I really like that he takes like the father role for Mark, giving him advice, helping Debbie through her struggles, and he's just an all-around fun character. He's the suit designer. Everyone was hurt by Nolan leaving, but he really helped Mark through his issues with Amber, and he helped Debbie through her issues with, well, Nolan leaving. And he's a pretty good dude. Like, I don't think I can name one bad thing that he has done. So, A tier. Titan. He was in like 2 episodes. One, he was just like a little crook, like one-off villain, I thought. Then he came back and had his own little episode, which I gained some sympathy for him. He has his wife and his kids. He's looking out for them, making sure they don't get hurt. But then he betrays Invincible, and I don't really care for him. He has a cool idea, and I really like this design that they have for him right here, where he has like the black suit, the white, with the gray tie with the like full stone body. I think it's a great design. So you know, it's okay. C tier. Immortal. A-rest tier. I'm gonna go with S. Cause think of it like this: he has lived probably around 1,000 years. Humans, our brains, we don't know how they will work after that time. But he still fights for good. He doesn't get crooked with his powers. And in season 1, he's kind of boring. He pops up, shows us that he's a hero, then dies to Omni-Man. Then he pops back up and goes on a rageful streak and tries to kill Omni-Man, but dies again. So, but then in Season 2, we really get some development. We get to see the after effects of that. We see that he doesn't trust Mark because, well, Omni-Man. He doesn't want to trust he doesn't want to trust people anymore. He doesn't want to have to open that part up again after all that he's had to go through. All the times he's lost people. But he learns to trust Invincible. And then after Kate's death, he quits the Force. Also, I wanted to talk about this when I got to Kate, but I guess I'll talk about that now. And after Kate returns, he just is so relieved. And it's a sweet scene. You really feel for Immortal after Kate's death. I already knew that she was going to be alive because I saw it in the comics. But it was cool. Also, it's kind of funny. It's really a coincidence that just happens that Immortal's home also happens to be where Kate's been hiding. So, like, I guess it's like free real estate. Because like if Immortal left that house there forever, I guess it's a pretty secluded, nice place to live. So I guess it's I guess you could kind of believe it. It's not just for a plot point. But you really do feel for him. The joy and the happiness. You really feel like he's lost a part of himself. Okay, Alan. S tier, easily. I don't know what to say. He's a pretty funny dude. Yeah, he's Alan the alien. Like, there's not much to say. He dies. We learned that the guy who killed him, well, not killed him, but like turned off his life support, did it because he knew, due to Alan's biology, that he would either die or come back twice as strong. And he's so lucky. They're lucky. He did come back twice as strong. And now he's even stronger than a Viltrumite, or at least a Nissa level Viltrumites. So, you know, he's like one of the strongest characters in the show. And he's one of the most likable because he's just kind of a good dude. He's just kind of a happy-go-lucky guy. And it's like, it's kind of funny. Cecil. I'll move him around in A tier, but he's a high A. Because I really like Cecil, but he's really the embodiment of, like, capitalism. No, but, like, he really does value what the heroes do for Earth, but he's also he's just gotten really familiarized with this line of work, so he's gotten used to them not always coming back. But he's really tried to be better and comfort Mark when he needs it, or will exploit him when he needs it. But I don't know. I like Cecil. I don't really know what to say about him. Kate, I don't really care for Kate. Her powers are basic. I did find it kind of cool that when she died, it did have an emotional impact. Like, it should. But, there's not much to say about Kate. I was gonna bring up the fact that she came back to life, but I already did that with the Immortal, so. Yeah. Darkwing, C tier. He was in one episode. He was basically Batman, but not as strong, and then he died. So, yeah. Same with Aquarius. Not much to say. He was in one episode. He died. Like, I guess we got that little scene where Mark had to fight the big underwater monster thing due to Atlantean law. But that was about it for Aquarius. That wasn't even really him. That was just his people. We got that from it, but that's about it. Rick. I'll give Rick B tier, because he had a little story about not knowing if it was really him in there still. Not knowing if he should have been alive, or he had his own little story, and he got help through it through Donald. And they have that little connection where they both have been put back together by the government. Donald is a robot, and Rick is a human with pieces of his brain missing. I don't really care for Rick, but he has that little story, so B tier. Doc Seismic. D tier. He's another like run-of-the-mill random villain. There's literally like nothing about him. Eve's dad, D tier. This guy is a jerk. He tells Eve, "Oh, don't use your powers. Become like a scientist. Don't save lives. Shut up. Be grateful." Bro, Eve offers him a solid gold apple so he won't be poor anymore, and he throws it out. I watched this film theory on it, and that gold apple is $180,000, and he tosses it in the garbage like it's nothing. Bro, this guy is an ungrateful jerk. Your daughter died, buddy, or your child died, and they gave you a new one. So what if it's not biological? Don't be a jerk. Red Rush. No, I'll give him C with all the other Guardians. He was in one episode. He died. I hated his death. It was way too gross even for me. But I guess we got some little after effect with Olga, her moving and trying to help Debbie after Nolan left. So, we got that, but that wasn't really him. Still. War Woman, same thing. C tier, she was in one episode, just died. Same with Green Ghost. One episode. I do want to talk about her spouse, because I don't think he's on this list. He's not. That guy was a jerk. Debbie was a woman grieving, just trying to find some solidarity in this time of struggle. And he told her to screw off, not to get therapy. Just because his own issues. Buddy, everyone has their issues. Deal with it. Let her work through hers, as you're trying to. But Green Ghost is fine. It's just her husband was a jerk. Little String Dude, once again, running the random villain. No one really cares for him. Can't really say much. D tier, because he's a villain. St. Clair, F tier. This guy is horrible. Well, he was way worse in his first episode, but like just dismantling people, taking out parts of their brain, their vocal cords, making them mindless zombies practically. This guy is twisted. He really is one of the worst humans ever, in my opinion. At least he's definitely the worst in this universe. I don't know. He's horrible. Lava Dude. Once again, random villain. D tier. Eve's mom. I'm gonna give her B tier because she tries. She tries to comfort her daughter. She tries to be supportive. It's just not what she expected. She expected a normal kid that acted more normal, kid without superpowers. But she tries to be supportive, unlike her father, who's a total jerk. But at least she tries to be supportive. Martian Man. I'm putting with the rest of the Guardians. C tier. You guys died immediately, are very irrelevant, except Immortal. That's about it. Rexplode, A tier. Season 1 Rex, D or F. He was a total jerk. But he got so much character development in Season 2. By being humbled, by learning to have self-growth, especially after that bullet through the head. It gave him the time in the hospital really gave him time to reflect. And as he puts it, seeing his life flash before his eyes, he learned what a jerk he was. And he really needed that, because after that episode, he's a really good dude. Like, straight up, he's a good character, and he has his own little mini arc about trying to improve. And he's not an asshole. He's not a jerk anymore. A tier. Also, his powers are actually interesting. He kinetically charges things to make explosives. I do like that about Invincible. They have really basic powers, bombs, but they make it creative by explaining it. And Debbie, S tier. She has her own, she has obviously, actually, I'm not even gonna call it a mini arc. It's an arc. She has to deal with the issues. Having a partner of, I don't remember if it was 20 or 30 years, it was one or the other. And then for them to just call you a pet is, it's horrible. And she deals with that, not really well. She doesn't really handle it well. But it's better than in the comics, because in the comics she blamed Mark and became an alcoholic. In the series she just drank a lot. Not as bad, so that's good. And she almost makes things more normal. Then Oliver came in. Oh yeah, wait, Oliver's not on the tier list. By the way, Oliver, probably S or A. He's a baby. You can't really go wrong with that. But she almost gets a sense of normal until, well, Angstrom Levy comes and breaks her arm and destroys the house. Well, I guess it's Mark who destroys the house trying to save them, but still. And she's always very comforting to Mark when he needs it. She's very supportive. Let's just get through these. D, no character. D, no character. F, no D, still no character. Bulletproof. B tier. He is literally invincible, but not as strong at all. He has flight, can't fly as fast. He has super strength, isn't as strong. He has enhanced durability, not as durable. He's watered down invincible, and he doesn't really have a character. Angstrom Levy. This guy's an F tier. He was trying to do something good, and I understand it backfired horribly for him, and he became horribly disfigured. But still, threatening the lives of an innocent woman, child, and a superhero that I understand in every other universe he turned out evil and went on a killing spree. But that is the one universe where he is a good guy, and you're trying to end his life. You're trying to kill the one good Invincible in the entire multiverse. Like, this dude's horrible. There's not much to say. He had a good intention, then he got his brain all messed up, and he's horrible. Shapesmith. He's boring. I don't care for Shapesmith at all. Really, he's a C tier. No, I don't get it. He's like Martian Man, but really lame. This lady. I also don't care for her. She didn't really have a character at all. So, that's your C. Thetis, I think is his name. B tier. I really thought that he was gonna be the mole after episode 3, when he turned off Alan's life support. But in episode 5, when they revealed that he was actually an old Viltrumite that was the first ever to rebel from the Empire, and that he killed Alan to try to make him as strong as a Viltrumite, that caught me really off guard. A lot of the stuff in the show doesn't catch me off guard anymore because, well, I listen to the comics. But this caught me off guard. And this was a great plot twist. And that implies that there are 4 Viltrumites that have ever rebelled. Omni-Man, Mark, Thetis, and Oliver. Next character. Krieg, or Craig. I mean, he's Krieg. C tier. I don't really care for the dude. Kind of pops up, tells Mark he's gonna kill his dad, and then punches him. He doesn't really have a character or personality, so C tier. Anissa. So I'm gonna rank the character on what she has done in the series so far, because I know what happens in the comics, but I don't want to talk about that yet because that hasn't happened in the series. This is a series ranking. But let me say this first: if you have read the comics, you're probably gonna be mad about how I rank her because of this. But if what will happen when that happens, she's obviously gonna be an F tier. But currently, I'm gonna put her in B or A. B. She's a cool character. She basically tells Mark that he has to work for him. Basically kills him, but then very barely spares his life. And she saves humans, dozens of them, by killing that kaiju in mere seconds. And I know there's a debate whether, like, Anissa or Omni-Man is more powerful. Let me just say this. It has to be Omni-Man. Because, like, I don't know. Like, yes, Anissa's punches seem stronger. She was faster than Omni-Man. But, like, let's be fair. I know Omni-Man said that he could just make a new kid and that he would start over. But he was pulling his punches. And yeah, he was definitely pulling his punches, because otherwise Mark would be dead right now. because he left. So I'm gonna adjust this. So you know what? Screw it. Invincible, best character in the show. Followed up by Omni-Man, then Eve, then Alan, then Robot, then Immortal. No, actually, then Debbie, then Robot, then Immortal. Monster Girl, move. Cecil, Rexplode, Art, Damien, Battle Beast. Yep. E tier. Yeah, I'll leave it like that. That's fine. Anyway, that's the tier list. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe. Bye.